Hi and welcome to Markets of Sunshine. In this video I am going to be embellishing a needle book. So I like to first walk you through what I did, the supplies that you'll need, and then embellishing each page. So here is just a typical small needle book. And I made this, it's just a little miniature one for going in my purse. And it has a little pocket here on the inside, little pocket here on the back. I just use a piece of small scrap of cotton fabric, piece of lace trim, one piece of fabric for the cover, and then you can see all of the stitching. And then I just have one little piece of felt, and this is where the needles will go. So this one's just very simple, straightforward, nothing really fancy other than on the cover. I did, add a little more trim here on the edges. I folded the edges so there's no raw edge there, but I left the raw edges here, put a little lace top and bottom here. So a little bit on the cover is what I made a little bit more ornate. Okay, now this one is a gift for a friend, and I know she likes butterflies like I do. So I started off and I took a piece of vintage linen, and it already had the embroidery design here. And I have needlebook kits in my Etsy shop, Markets of Sunshine, that I use vintage linen, but it does not have anything else on it. It's just the plain linen, and then it comes with the laces and all the little extras that you'll need to put it together and make it. It has a nice little embellishment on the front, and that's a vintage style needle book, and this is again a vintage style needle book. So on this one, what I decided to do was add the butterfly and the two sizes of the yo-yo or Suffolk flower, depending on what part of the world you live in, a vintage button. I put a bead trim around this upper part and across the middle, a piece of lace across the middle, and then some flat back gems on the body of the butterfly. Then I decided I didn't want anything else. It didn't need anything else on the wing area. You could add as much and make it really, as simple as you want or as fancy as you want. And then on the inside, now I took one piece of white felt, and I don't use wool because it makes my skin itchy. Then but this is just your acrylic blend, I guess it's made out of, that you can get at the craft store. So this piece of lace has a little bit of green. I know she likes green and burgundy, so I went through my supplies and picked out colors that would be appropriate, and some that I knew she would like. And this is the vintage lace I picked up at that antique shop near me. I have a video on that if you would like to see that location. And then on the inside, to cover up some of this stitching, I was going to put a pocket, but I wanted that embroidery to be able to be seen. I didn't want to cover it up, so I put a nice pretty piece of lace over that inside cover, and then on the back side cover the same thing, so there's no pockets on this front and back. I was debating on possibly putting a little piece of felt here for a small piece, a small pair of scissors to go in, but I'm just not really thinking that's going to be necessary. I don't think she's going to be traveling with it. It's probably going to just be used at home, maybe something like that. Okay, but now I wanted to decorate the inside of the needle book instead of just leaving it plain. And so the idea was to have something decorative on the top, and then a piece of lace or other something fabric, whatever you want to use. I'm just showing you what I've done. And then you can pen things through that. And of course, obviously through the felt as well. But let me give you an idea. So here's one of those bulb pens. And so since this is lace, I'm just going to try to insert it where it's not going to. There you go. And then now, which I will include this with it, so it says handmade especially for you. But that's just to give an indication that you can actually pen things to this piece of lace here. So I'm going to remove that for now. And then when you turn it over, you would see the stitching from where I attached that. So to cover that up, I wanted to put something else decorative. So I had this piece of lace. So at first I was thinking just put a piece here, but then I said, let's not do that. Let's go all the way across because I have plenty of this lace. And so then I will stitch this in place. And then the back page, and then these two pages in here, I'm just going to leave them plain like this so she can just put in any of her pens that she wants. And then on the back, to kind of, you know, mirror what I did up here as far as having something hanging down. I didn't want the exact same thing. So I took a piece of quilted, I don't know what this is. It's kind of like a cotton fabric. I don't know if it's like baby blanket fabric or something like that, maybe. I don't know. But it's very, very interesting. It's got like some kind of a sheer piece on the back, and then you've got this other piece here on the front. But it's a quilted, very nice texture, so I liked that. And I decided I don't want it to go all the way to the bottom of the page. I want it to be just 3/4 of the page. And then I took another piece of vintage lace and then another piece of vintage trim and put that here. So now it will, when I stitch this lace down, I'm actually going to start back here. So we're going to do that together so that you can see what I'm talking about. Usually I'm just walking you through what I did. Some of my other older videos were a lot of process videos, so you can go back and watch some of those if you would like, and you can definitely see me doing a lot of process start to finish videos. But for the sake of time, I like to just do a lot of the work off camera and then finish up at the end, and then I just explain to you what it was that I did and show you the supplies that I used. But if you have a needle book and you haven't embellished the pages like this, and you want to be able to have it be something that looks really pretty and adds that extra little touch to, then by all means follow along with me and stitch it as we go. We can do it together. So I know she's really going to enjoy this. I really haven't seen much of what her sewing supplies are other than her sewing machine. She does a lot of quilting, making quilts, but okay, so now I can take this pin out, turn it over, take this pin out. Okay, and then there you have that. Okay, so that's just enough to hold that in place. That's what I want. Okay, so now, and I'm going to make really small, I don't want real big stitches over here. I want them to be small. Okay. There we go. I'm going to attempt to hide the knot back here. There we go. And then cut that off level. Then I'm going to do all the way across over here because I have enough on the front that it will hide that. Okay. Oh, right. So I'm going to show you over here again what I have. Okay, so I still want this. I don't want this to gap. So I'm going to come under here, hide this down here. That looks good. So when you're doing these, if you make the stitches smaller and you're using a thread that really blends in, that you can hardly see it, then that is going to make a finished look in the end. But if it's something you can see, then it's like, okay, now I got to cover that up because I don't want it. It doesn't look good. But little stitches look pretty, and then okay, now I got that piece coming around on the back, and I don't want that to happen. So I just am going in this very top edge of this lace. Take that needle out of my way, because I can hold on to that and keep it where I want it to be. And if you've never made a yo-yo, I am going to show you how to make the yo-yo. And I am going to add a wax seal to the inside cover. I thought that would be a really nice touch. Something out of the ordinary, you know, that you wouldn't see in a needle book. And I just thought that would be a really fun addition. Okay, now I'm going to hide this because I'm thinking I'm getting a little too close to the end of my thread and I don't want to run out. Okay, let's see if I can do it. There we go. Okay, now. And then I like to just come back through. Okay, but I want it to stay back here. Alright, now we're going to re-thread the needle. And we're going to finish up that little piece on the end. This is a needle with a really small eye. I need to get different ones. I have my embroidery thread needle with the larger eye, but okay. All right. Even with these threaders, it's really hard to. And my husband is talking in the other room, and I hope you don't hear him. Otherwise, I will have to get up and go close the door. But I hope you're not hearing it. He's talking Spanish half the time and English the other half the time, so unless you know Spanish, you're not going to know what he's talking about. Okay, let's see. realize that. Okay. All right, let me go close my door because I don't know if you're hearing it or not, and I don't want to have to start all over again. Give me a second. I hope that helped. Okay. Trying not to stitch down the other side. Embellishments. Oh, this is really going to be so pretty. I mean, now this gives it that really nice, completed, finished look. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, it would be fine, you know, if I wouldn't have put anything here or the other pages, but just, I mean, it just adds just a beautiful presentation to me. I just feel like it's the whipped cream and cherry on top. Okay. I have a little extra here. I'm going to trim this off. Keeping the other part out of the way. I don't want to cut it. And I would cry. Okay. Now. Ah, beautiful. Isn't that lovely? Look at how pretty that is. And to go that extra mile. Okay, let's see. So you got the whipped cream, the cherry. What else do you put on top? Some sprinkles, maybe a few little nuts or something like that. Okay. I am going to find some really cute, decorative, straight pens with either like maybe a little butterfly and a flower head on it. And then I'm going to pin it through there, and some real small, cute safety pins. I'm gonna pin it through there, and then put the pins on the page here, and then maybe something here, and then of course my little handmade banner is gonna go over here. Okay. There, okay. Ah. There we go. Okay, so now that's going to be on that page. So when she opens it, she's going to know this is for her. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to put a wax seal over here. And I'm thinking maybe like right here on this spot there. And it should not go through to the other side. Let me get my and I told you when we did this before to wipe the soot off the bottom, and I forgot to do it. So you see it's still there. I'm wiping it off. So this time I have to remember to do it right away. Put on my gloves. There's just certain things that I do. I don't know why. I just have to have my gloves. Just don't know. But I feel like if the wax happened to accidentally get on me, it would be a little bit of a protection. Hopefully not melt the glove. Okay, so now we're going to move some of this around. Okay, so I'm thinking, let me see. I don't know if I want to mix the red and the green, or if I want to, making sure I'm on camera. Where am I? Here, okay. Keep that away from my butterfly beanie, catch it on fire. Okay, so the darker green, now I want that. And I'll just throw in the one red. Okay, now we melt it. And just wiggle it back and forth. So as the wax heats up, as the metal heats up, and then the wax heats up, then you will blend it together. There, getting the flame a little closer underneath of it. There we go. This is such a fun. I love this. I don't do it as often as I would like, and I'm trying to incorporate it. There's some things that, you know, you have in your craft room that you wish you would use more of, and this is one of the things that I've decided this can be used on fabric or paper, and it just makes it so much fun. Alright, so they're getting melted really, really good. A little bit more. I can see the red one's got a little bit of a coating on top. You can take a toothpick and kind of like stir it, but I don't like to do that. Okay, see if I can get it into a more rounded shape this time. Ah, good, 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 good. Get my butterfly ready. And you can use 3, I wouldn't use any less than 3 pieces of wax. 2 is just not going to turn out right. So don't get stingy when you buy one of these. Use 3, at least a minimum of 3. Okay, so now while that's still hot, I'm going to wipe out the soot off the bottom. And then I'm going to put this down in here and wipe that excess wax out of the inside. So this is what I always do. I keep my little tools clean, and then I can toss that into the trash because it's not going to catch anything on fire. All right, let's see if I can get my gloves off. And then we will remove the seal and we'll see what that turned out like. Wiggle it a little bit. There. Oh, look at how pretty. Okay, I'm going to bring that up. Oh, that is so pretty. I love that. I can feel the warmth underneath, but see? Didn't do anything, didn't come through. It's beautiful. The embroidery of the bottom. So this embroidered flower here, and then the butterfly fabric below it. I mean, underneath of it. So this sits right up on top of it. It's so pretty. So I'm going to leave this open and let this cool off. But I hope that you have been inspired by this needlebook process video and that you will give it a try. And if you already have a needlebook, you'll add, and you don't have some of these ideas added into yours, that you will add it into yours. So thank you for being here with me, and in the next video we will be working on another needlebook start to finish, and I will be making the yo-yos with you, and the butterfly I already have one cut out, but we'll make it start to finish. Okay, So stay safe, keep creating in the sunshine, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.